Hey everybody, back again with another episode of Anubis Reviews. Now, this one here is another review of a First Amendment auditor. Now, I usually, side with these First Amendment auditors. There's a lot of issues in the police force today. Uh, this is the San Joaquin Valley Transparency. I do not consent. Uh, this is one of their newest videos. It was put out here. I'm viewing it 17 hours after uploading, right around 40,000 views. It's talking about the Fresno PD. This is why you don't call police on family. Now, the background of this video is the man and the woman got into a huge argument and there was a fight going on or something. She threatened to call the police. He yelled at her, "Go ahead, call the police." And so she called the police. And then he walked outside and they just kind of split ways. And she said she hung up on the police after telling them that there was a dispute, a marital dispute or a whatever dispute. And now that police are there, she's throwing a hissy fit saying, "Why would you put hands on him? Why would you take him down there? Why would you cuff him? You called 911 stating that you and your husband were having a fight and that there was a physical disturbance. And then you hung up. Police tried to call you back and you didn't answer." That is key. That is key here. If you are in a domestic situation and you call the police and there's an argument going on in the background and then you hang up and police get sent to the scene, they immediately separate both parties and make sure, because at the time you called, it was an emergency. It's listed as a domestic dispute or a domestic violence situation. Police show up there. The guy doesn't want to talk. He's verbally combative. "Don't touch me. Get away from me. I don't have to answer questions." Yes, you do. 911 was called. Then 911 called back because you hung up on them. You've initiated an emergency sequence. The police are fully right here. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go through a little bit here.
So the reason why is because you called. It's a domestic violence related call.
I didn't say he hit me.
Okay, it's domestic violence related. It's your
He's still
significant
called
other, right?
911.
I hung up. I said I don't need it.
So, okay, we can get to that point in a minute, but when he starts getting aggressive and I'm telling him, just come here and talk to me, and when I tell him that, come here, because he's legally detained right now,
Yeah, that's fine.
it became an issue,
We'll do that.
started tensing up on me, started fighting with me. That's why we handcuffed him.
So
for
who
officer
put
safety.
hands on him? Did he put hands on you first?
Okay, so does that make sense? Can I even finish my statement?
But is that how? Do you put your hands
Okay,
on
so
people?
I can't finish my statement.
No, you can't.
We're gonna keep getting.
No, because you can't just put hands on people like that. Why would you do that? You know that it could go on YouTube, and you know you're gonna go viral.
I don't care.
Well, you know you should, because you know what this is. This is
I've
Fresno
been viral
PD.
before. I've been viral before.
This is Fresno PD for you. And what's your name and badge number?
Officer Saldana, badge 2149.
And what are you doing here?
I'm here because
Are you here to de-escalate the situation? Are you here to learn something, or what are you here for?
I'm just here to see what's going on.
You ever watch San Joaquin Transparency?
No, I haven't.
You should. Don't walk up on me like that. What's your name and badge number? I need you to say it. How do you know?
Okay, so what we're seeing here is she's completely pissed off. You put hands on him, or did he put hands on you? Don't walk up on me. The officer's arriving on scene and you're already screaming at him. Like, I can barely make it through this, and as you can see, the video is cut into little snippets here, there, here, there, here, there, and it's just chopped up. But it's still almost an hour long. That's a lot of information going on. And she's, give me your name and badge number. Give me your name and badge number. You called 911 claiming that your husband or boyfriend or whatever was beating you up. Then you hung up on them. When they show up, you're yelling at the cops because they took him to the side to see what the hell's going on. Okay. These cops are not the bad guys. The woman is the bad guy in this situation. 100%.
If I don't know how to read. Say it, please. What's your name and badge number?
Conversation, or you're just gonna yell at me the whole time?
I've been asking you for your name and badge number, and I have the right to know. You work for me. What is your name and badge number?
Sergeant Ruiz, S213.
Thank you. Now, I was trying to tell you that I have it on video. My husband did not resist arrest. He did not obstruct arrest. He was on the porch. No, it's not okay. He was on the porch. He was on the porch, and he grabbed him by his arm, and so did she, and they got him, and they slammed him on the top of my car, and then they threw him on the ground.
You're just gonna continue talking. I'm gonna leave, young lady.
Alright folks, we have a video for you that you haven't seen yet. This video is out of Fresno, California. These cops are aggressive, incompetent, and disrespectful towards the people. There are a few things to learn from this video. First thing, stop calling the police on family members and friends. In this video, the cops show up with the "we got a call, we can do whatever we want" attitude. They immediately go hands-on.
Yeah, if you call 911 and say there's a gunman, then they can do whatever the fuck they want because it is an emergency situation. They have probable cause. If you call the police and you say, like if you call 911 and say, hey, my husband's beating me, and then you hang up when there's some kind of, whatever, shuffle or some shit, it goes to an emergency situation which gives them probable cause. This whole thing was caused because she called police and said that he was beating her. And that is probable cause. They show up. He's outside. He won't say anything. He won't respond. They're saying, come here, talk to me. Come here, talk to me. And he refuses. And then they grab him and I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. Saying you're not resisting while physically resisting makes it so that you are resisting. You can say I'm not resisting, but then not comply. They're telling him, come here, we need to get you away from the situation. If the house is on fire and the fireman says, hey, get off the fucking porch, you get off the fucking porch. If there's a physical dispute going on, you say, I'm not leaving my porch. I'm going to stay up here, and I'm going to make sure she stays in the house. No. They separate you and then get your stories. One side says one thing, the other side says the other, and the police have to actually play middleman here and see what's going on. This is a fully legal situation.
They grab this man, throw him against the police car, and tackle him on his own property. They try to justify their actions, but it's all on video. The aggressive cop tries to lie, but the camera tells the truth. These Fresno cops weren't trained properly. If they were, they'd know they're not supposed to do this to the people. Just because someone calls the cops on someone else, that doesn't mean they can violate people's rights. That's exactly what happened.
You don't have rights when it's an emergency situation. They don't have to, wait for a warrant. They don't have to, say anything. She called 911 saying, this man's abusing me, this is the address. Then they argued some more and she hung up. Police tried to call back and they did not answer. Nobody answered. Saying, you don't have to listen to these officers telling you to come here. You don't have to listen to any of that. You have rights on your own property. Probable cause. No matter the situation, if there is probable cause, they have the authority. Now, The reasonable articulable suspicion, the RAS, as these First Amendment auditors love to throw out there. Reasonable articulable suspicion. A phone call was made. A claim of abuse and violence was made. There was verbal notice that the actual 911 operator heard the argument over the phone. The line went dead. The operator called back to no avail. Police arrived on scene. The guy didn't want to talk. He refused to listen to the officers. So they grabbed him, put him against the vehicle, cuffed him, and walked him to the squad car down the street so they could talk to him. Reasonable articulable suspicion. Phone call was made, and they tried calling back. There's your RAS. There's your RAS. That is all. You constantly call this shit out. Oh, you gotta have reasonable articulable suspicion. They've got it right there. It's right there. The woman even admits that she called these officers and then hung up. You called. Just because you hang up doesn't mean they don't have to show up. Say your husband is beating the crap out of you, kicking you while you're on the ground. And you're calling 911, help, help, help. I need emergency, my husband's beating me. And then he takes the phone and he hangs up. Okay. You guys hung up, so that means the problem's gone? He's still beating you. The whole argument, well, I hung up. Who fucking cares? I don't care if you hung up. The police don't care if you hung up. The legal system doesn't care if you hung up. The fact of the matter is you called 911 saying you were being abused. Now you're saying, yes, I was being abused, but I hung up, so the problem's gone now. No, they have to see it through. They have to see it through until the end. If you don't want to see it through till the end, go in your house and shut the hell up, lock the door, and wait for him to come back with a warrant. Because under this circumstance, under everything that is in this video, under this circumstance, in this video, they have every legal right to get a warrant, and then they'll go in your house and take you and your husband away.
Happens here. And where are the good cops that we keep hearing about? Well, there were no good cops in this video. Even the supervisor is worthless. They all let this happen. To top it off, they slap an obstruction charge on the man. Couples, families, and friends will always have disagreements, but cops will never offer a solution. They're only trained in brute force and compliance. They're not counselors. Some of the things that these cops say in this video is absolutely mind-blowing. All right, folks, let's get right to it. Go ahead and check out this video. Go subscribe to the original channel. We'll provide the link for you in the description and pinned comment as always. We'll be pausing for some comments, and I'll give you my final thoughts at the end.
Yeah, well, if he's being detained, it's because he's committed a crime. What's the crime? Well, what is it then?
He's just being detained until we can investigate further. We got a call to this address. That's our
Yeah, and that was it. And he was outside right there. So what happened when you guys walked up? Because I do have my Ring doorbell on. And why are you taking him over there for?
So we could talk to you. So my partner could talk to him over there.
Okay, well, let's walk over there because
No,
I'm not being detained, honey. I'm not. Okay,
well,
I know my rights.
About what happened because we got a call that there's a domestic violence disturbance.
Yeah, that was all I said. I said he's outside right now. He's cooling down, and I even hung up. So what happened right here?
Okay, well, you were the one that called.
What happened right here when you guys walked up?
First, let's investigate what happened. He's being detained because of you calling and him being up here yelling at officers.
Did you guys catch that? She said that he's being detained because he was yelling at officers. As if yelling at officers on your own property is against the law. This is why I say
It's not against the law to yell at officers on your own property. It's not against the law to yell at officers on the street. The fact of the matter is they showed up because there was a domestic dispute call. And when they showed up, they asked him to come and talk with them. And he said, fuck you pigs, get off my property, stay off my property, shit like that. He started this whole blow up again because they wanted to talk with him and get him away from the house. They're trained They are trained to diffuse that situation. It's a domestic dispute. Oh, they're not trained to be, this or that. And it's like they're trained to take away an aggressor from a victim and separate them so that they can talk with them. That's exactly what these officers are doing. This woman's throwing a fit. Oh, why is he detained? Because you fucking called and said that he was beating your ass. And now oh, well, I hung up because he went outside to cool off. So? Doesn't mean he's not going to turn around, come back in, and beat you with a bat. It's ridiculous.
How important it is to train these cops in the people's rights, not just in brute force and compliance.
And him being up here, yelling at officers.
Okay, so what happened when you guys walked up? Because it's on the ring doorbell.
Can you tell me what happened between you and
No,
is
I
that
need
your
you to.
boyfriend?
No, because he's fine right here. I need
Okay,
to know
well,
what
you're the
happened
one
because
that
you guys
called, so
walked
what
up.
happened between you guys?
Look it. I just said that he was being domestic and then he left.
Okay, how is
he didn't hit
how
me
is
or
he
nothing.
being domestic?
He just got loud.
Okay, well,
he got loud and I
you
said
called
6 feet.
911 so that you needed our help.
And then I hung up. Okay, but I do have it on the ring doorbell, so I need to know from here to there.
She's like, oh, he didn't hit me or nothing. He was just being loud. You don't call 911 just because somebody's being loud. And according to the actual police call log of this incident, she said he slapped her. You can't have it both ways. And she's like, I don't want to talk about what happened earlier before I called or why I called you. I want to talk about why you're taking him away in cuffs and detaining him. Why are you detaining the guy that I just called you about because he was beating me? I don't know. It doesn't take the IQ of a toaster to figure this out, you fucking loon.
What happened that you guys put hands on him?
I told you, he was yelling at officers and standing in front of the door. We needed to make sure you're okay because you called.
Okay, so what did you do? You guys just
We
refrained
just put
him?
him in handcuffs.
Okay, well, there's a no trespassing sign right there that you guys shouldn't have crossed, first of all, because this is private property.
Actually,
Okay.
It's not private property.
Yeah, it is. Once
you
it
guys
gets
don't
right
have a
there-
fence up, nothing's locked.
No,
we have
but
access.
see,
Okay, she says, it's private property. You can't enter my property without my consent. Well, here's the issue. Courts have always ruled that officers can walk up to your fucking door and knock because if there's a gate and if there's a sign that says no trespassing and the gate is closed or locked, officers have to, call from outside or call from the roadway or whatever. But if there's no gate, no fence, no signs, saying anything, like if you just put a sign in your front yard saying no trespassing, they can walk past that and go to the door. Because it's even if somebody's coming to deliver food to you, that no trespassing sign doesn't mean shit. No trespassing, it has to meet some kind of requirement. An officer was called to this location. It's not trespassing if you called them there. They have every right to. They have a right to go through a gate and knock on your door. If the gate's unlocked or gate is open, they can do that. If the gate's locked, they can't. If the gate is closed and there's no trespassing sign, they can't. If it's just an open fucking yard, they can walk right up to your door, even if there's a no trespassing sign. Because the trespass begins when they step into your home, not when they walk on your property. This lady does not know the law. She doesn't know what's going on, and she caused this whole scene herself.
right there,
to the front door at least.
right there where that sign is, it is private property. Okay, so just know that because I do know my rights. Okay.
Okay, well, you're the one that
Officer
called
Cruz?
us.
Yeah, but I didn't give you guys the right and the permission
Okay, so
to do that.
she's
So
recording us. That's fine. We have our
Yeah.
body
Yes,
cams
fine, that's
on.
cool.
So she was the one that called.
and I do
She
have you on the ring doorbell.
She said that she hung up on dispatch.
What's
that
your
she
name and
doesn't
badge
need our
number?
help anymore.
Officer Wilson, 2147.
That she doesn't need our help anymore. She's asking me why we detained him. I told her because she called. We needed to make sure she was okay. And she said she doesn't want our help anymore.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I just hung up. So I needed to know though, why did you get hands on with him? What happened there? Because I do have it on the ring doorbell.
Okay, so if you give me a second to explain, I'll explain it to you. So the reason why is because you called. It's a domestic violence related call.
I didn't say he hit me.
Okay, it's domestic violence related. It's your
He still called
significant other, right?
911.
You know, I hung up. I said I don't need it.
So
Again, she says that she didn't say that he hit her, yet the 911 call says that she was slapped. And any domestic dispute or disturbance, verbal, physical, whatever, they must respond with the same steps, the same authority. If he's yelling and screaming and cussing and throwing stuff through the window, it's still the same as if he's punching you or beating you with a bat. The response is the same. It is full force all the time, every time. Not, hey, yeah, we got a call that he was yelling at you, so we came here with some tea and some crumpets, and we're going to sit down and we're going to hash this out. And then, oh, we got a call that he was slapping you around, so we came here with bats and tasers. No, it's the same thing every time. They show up, they separate the two people or multiple people into different areas, and then they talk it out and see what the hell's going on. This woman, oh, well, I told them that he was quiet now, so he went out on the porch, and it's all over. Don't come. No, that's not how this works. They have to see it through and make sure you're okay, because he could be forcing you to say those things.
okay, we can get to that point in a minute, but when he starts getting aggressive, and I'm telling him just come here and talk to me, and when I tell him that come here because he's legally detained right now,
Yeah, that's fine.
became an issue,
We'll do that.
started tensing up on me, started fighting with me. That's why we handcuffed him.
So
for
who
officer
put
safety.
hands on him? Did he put hands on you first?
Okay, so like I said, it's a domestic violence related call.
Isn't it funny how he keeps going back to the same crap? We got a call, but he doesn't want to answer the reason why he put hands on him. Even when these cops know that they're wrong, they will try to justify their actions. The sad thing is, the departments back them up, the courts back them up, politicians back them up, the bootlickers back them up. I no longer believe that we're living in.
Again, this asshat with San Joaquin Valley Transparency thinks that just because it was a call doesn't mean the police have to respond. Yeah, they do have to respond. They have to. If they don't, then they can be sued. If this woman called and said that there was a domestic dispute and then the police did not show up because she hung up or said, well, we don't need your help anymore, then something actually happened, then it would fall on the police department and the family could sue and all this stuff. The police have to respond. And I'm not a bootlicker. I support good officers. Officers that actually follow the law, follow the Constitution, and uphold their oath. If these officers were stepping out of the line, I'd call them out day after day, every day. I've called out officers to their faces. I've forced officers off my property. I've forced officers off my neighbor's property. I've gotten in their faces. I've threatened them with all kinds of legal action. And I've made officers back down. I've made security guards cry. These officers are doing the right thing and following the book. They're also still upholding the Constitution. They have even though this woman said, well, I told the officers we don't need anybody anymore. Who cares? Only you care. Because now it makes you look bad to your husband. Oh, well, look, you got me put in cuffs. Now he's mad at you even more. He's pissed off now. Yeah, because you failed at thinking this through. You got into an argument and yelling and screaming or whatnot. You said on the 911 call that he hit you. But now you're saying, oh, he didn't. It wasn't physical. You just got loud, and then he walked outside. Then why would you call the police? Makes no sense.
in a free country.
and we have to handle it a specific way because you called. Because,
And so you have to put hands on with him.
Okay. All right. So are you gonna let me explain it, or?
I'm asking the questions here, okay?
Yes, for officer
we're
safety,
answering
for officer
Okay,
safety
no.
reasons, yes.
Because I do have it on the Ring doorbell, and I just want your
because we have our
testimony.
webcams on, too.
I just want your testimony. Why you put your hands on him first?
Are we gonna keep doing this back and forth?
I'm sorry, okay? But look, this is how the law works now, okay?
Okay.
I have it on the camera here, and I don't want you to get in trouble, but it's important to me because what I just saw go down right there,
Okay.
that wasn't right, okay? He is unarmed, he has no clothes on, and I just saw you just wrestle him down to the ground, young man, and I need to know why. Why did you do that? He's 50-something years old.
I just explained it to you.
Did he assault you in any way? Did he hit you in any way to make you do that?
Okay. Do you want to talk to a supervisor? I can get a supervisor out here. That's because it seems like I'm getting nowhere with this.
Yes, I can have a supervisor
Okay,
come out
that's
here.
fine.
You know, that would be good. Pull up the Ring doorbell on your phone, please. And where is he at? Why is he being detained right now? Did he commit a crime?
He doesn't need to commit a crime to be detained. We can have him detained while we're investigating.
Did she really just say that? He doesn't need to commit a crime to be detained? So by her logic, she can just go around and detain whoever she wants? That goes
See, this mental midget that runs this page, he can be detained because the suspicion is that he abused her. They don't have to say that he committed a specific crime. They have to investigate the crime that was called in by the woman. The woman said there was a domestic dispute. Therefore, they have reasonable suspicion to believe that he was a domestic abuser. So he's detained under the suspicion that he committed domestic violence. But this guy is like, oh no, the cops are wrong. They're detaining him for no reason. No, they have a full fucking reason. And it's funny because this whole thing ends with a lawsuit. Oh, we're going to sue the department because they violated my husband's rights and attacked him, and they abused him, and it was it's a whole bunch of bullshit. And it's all because these people, if you take this woman and her husband and San Joaquin Valley Transparency and you put their brains together, you'd probably have about 4 brain cells and they stutter.
against the very foundation of freedom this country was built upon. As a matter of fact, cops need RAS, a reasonable articulable suspicion that you've committed a crime, in order to be detained. She is 100% absolutely wrong.
He doesn't need to commit a crime to be detained. We can have him detained while we're investigating. And the reason why...
And what's your investigation?
You called us and you said that he was...
No, I
throwing things
hung
around
up.
the house.
I hung up
Well,
because,
you told-
because he left.
Okay, can you
and
let me
so-
talk, please? You called our dispatcher. You said that he was throwing things around the house and it was a DV disturbance.
And so that gives you guys a right to come over here and just to put hands on him
to
without
detain
even...
him until we figure out what's going on.
No, well, you didn't even see me. You didn't even come. He was outside. So you guys just walked up and then just put hands on him to detain him? Is that what this is? Is this how Fresno PD does it?
Okay. Well, we have a supervisor coming out
Yeah.
here to talk to you.
Let's see this. What happened? And what happened? So is he injured in any way?
I asked him if he wanted a medical, and he told me, fuck you, and he told me to get out of the state, so I did.
Is this another cop car that's coming up over there? Are
Yes,
you?
that is.
So is that your supervisor?
It's not, but they'll be on their way.
You just have to understand that there is a no trespassing right there. So as of that point, it is my property.
Look at this.
Put it louder.
He wasn't even resisting.
Wow, fools! You
He
guys
wasn't
did
even
that shit.
resisting. What
Oh,
are you doing, dude?
Oh, that's all right. All right.
He
Play
gave
it over
his
again.
arm to you and
Play it
you
over
slammed
again.
him.
Play it over again.
Look at this.
And he. All right. Both of you guys, you know what? That's unprofessional. This department should fucking know better. Don't you guys know about auditors? Don't you guys know about shit like this? That's
Sir,
some
he
fucked
gave
up
his arm
shit.
to you, sir. There was no need for you to slam him like that.
Wow, that's fucking gotcha. You know what? Get my fucking husband out of your fucking car. Both of you. Fucking unprofessional. This is why I don't fucking call the cops for shit like this.
But you literally called him.
No, but you know what? He fucking walked out.
This cop just said, but you literally called us. He's trying to blame shift his actions onto her. Because you called us.
This is why I don't call cops on stuff like this. You fucking did. You did call police on this exact thing. And you're like, I'm an auditor. I know cops are bad. But you were in a domestic dispute. Things were getting thrown around. You claim that he slapped you. Police show up. And then you're like, no. Why would you tackle my husband? Why would you even ask him to get off the porch? Why would you ask him to come talk to you? Because you called. Because you called. You called. You called and said, hey, I need help. I need it. Somebody's beating me. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You caused this. You physically caused this entire situation and now are saying that it's the police officers that are to blame.
We're gonna brutalize somebody. You see why it's important not to call police, folks?
You're a
And
trained officer, sir.
Yeah.
Where's your de-escalation?
I'm gonna update on what's going on.
You just don't.
Where's your de-escalation? The de-escalation was the officers called him or showed up and called him off the porch like, hey, come here, talk to us. They were trying to get him away from the fucking situation. He said, no, fuck you, leave me alone. They're trying to get him away from the situation so that the female officer can make sure that the woman inside was safe and okay and not harmed. This idiot even brought up reasonable articulable suspicion. They have it. They have every last ounce of it. But this guy and this woman don't believe that. They believe that, oh, well, if you call the cops aren't supposed to show up. They're just supposed to send you money in the mail.
Don't go and walk up and start slamming people.
let me
They're
see
on
that.
their own property.
Let me see that. Yeah, and
First part, but okay.
I have it right here.
you know
And
it's
can-
wrong. Why are
he
you
can-
even in the
he
fucking
can say
profession?
fuck you if he wants to.
Yeah.
That's not against
Yeah,
the
he
law,
could call
sir.
you
It's not
pig.
about that. I don't
He
care
could
about
fucking
that.
say
I
shit.
care less.
Then what
Let
are
me
you
see.
talking about?
Let me see.
Hey, I'm at my property. You have a search warrant? All right, go ahead.
Cops don't need a search warrant to ask you off your porch when a call of abuse happened. These people have no idea about laws or the Constitution or anything. They got some freaking bad advice from bad auditors like San Joaquin Valley here. This person, whoever these people are, I mean, they literally say, hey, do you know who San Joaquin Valley Transparency is? Do you know who he is? Apparently they follow these videos because they're getting all their legal advice from a moron on YouTube who doesn't know what RAS is. He doesn't know what these things are. He doesn't even know that police have the authority to ask somebody away from their house if there's a domestic violence situation. This guy doesn't understand this. The kid's playing the video, and the officer's on video saying, hey, can you come talk to us? And he's like, do you have a warrant? We were called here because of a domestic dispute. Can you come here and talk to us? And then he puts up a fight.
Say go ahead. Do
Keep it playing. Keep it playing.
I do not consent. I do not consent. I do not consent. Why are you arresting me? Stop. Stop resisting. Oh! Ow! Ow! Ow!
Is this your supervisor?
No, it's not.
It's not. So where's your supervisor?
Supervisor's on the way. Supervisor can't just appear.
So who's this over here?
Sir, there's no need
Come up over here, please. I need your name and badge number.
I'm chilling. I completely understand, but what I don't understand is that again, we get a call and I explain to you, or I try to explain to you, but she kept cutting me off, is that when domestic violence situations occur like this, they have to be handled a certain way.
Like that?
Does that make sense? Can I even finish my statement?
But is that how? Do you put your hands on
So
people?
I can't finish my statement.
No, you can't.
We're gonna keep getting.
No, because you can't just put hands on people like that.
This cop just said that domestic violence calls have to be handled a certain way. So again, he's trying to justify his actions.
Okay, again, San Joaquin has the IQ of a burnt piece of hair. Yes, officers can do that. Officers can put your bitch ass in fucking cuffs if you are reported to have abused somebody. That's how reasonable articulable suspicion fucking works. If you call and say you're being abused, and then police show up, and then the person who they want to talk with is like, you can't talk to me, you get off my property, leave, go away. And then they go, no, we're going to put you in cuffs, and we're going to talk to you and figure out what the hell's going on. They have reasonable articulable suspicion that you have committed a crime. They have the authority to arrest you or detain you because of number one. And now he's yelling and screaming and saying, and they're like, he's not putting up a fight. He's not putting up a fight. He's clearly putting up a fight because he's trying to tense up his muscles so that they can't cuff him. If it takes two people to move your arm so that they can put cuffs on you, you are resisting. He's yelling and screaming because he wants to make it known that he's being hurt in some way or abused by the officers. Now, I will call out bad officers all the time. And again, these officers are doing it all by the book. The people that aren't following any legal, thing is this woman and the guy and San Joaquin Valley, who does not know what he's talking about. He does not have any idea of what's going on. Now, had nobody called and these officers just showed up out of the blue, then yes, they would have some kind of argument. But they called. There was an actual call. The dispatcher heard the altercation. The woman made statements of the altercation and then hung up and then refused to answer the call back. So police have to show up and assume the worst.
The only aggressor and violent person here is that cop.
Why would you do that? You know this shit could go on YouTube, and you know you're gonna go viral.
I don't care.
Well, you know you should, because you know what this is. This is Fresno
I've been viral
PD.
before. I've been viral before.
This is Fresno PD for you. And what's your name and badge number?
Officer Saldana, badge 2149.
And what are you doing here?
I'm here because
Are you here to de-escalate the situation? Are you here to learn something, or what are you here for?
I'm just here to see what's going on.
Okay. Well, would you like to see what's going on the camera? How my husband was right there, and they just went and they just slammed him up against the car. I have that on video. So if you want to stick around so that you're probably going to go viral too. You guys are going on YouTube.
That's fine.
So, just letting you know, yeah, fix your hair.
Reason why he was cuffed up and placed up.
So where is he at? You guys going to wait for a supervisor before you guys release him?
For officer safety reasons. So that's the reasonable way of explaining it instead of going back and forth like this. So
Now I got all my neighbors over here looking and shit, and it didn't even have to go down that way. And it doesn't matter if someone calls 911. You guys don't do that. You don't know if he had mental issues or what.
We get calls all day, every day about the same situations where one child is being hurt, and we can't figure out why or can't figure it out when he's cussing at us, yelling at us. For all we know, he hurt her significantly. For all we know. So that's the reason why.
This cop literally thinks that everybody is stupid. He's saying that because some calls someone is getting hurt, that he has to go around and handle every call the same way. He has to assume that everyone's getting hurt, just like these cops assume that everybody is out to hurt them. Why doesn't this cop just admit that he was wrong and release the guy? Is it because he's afraid to get sued?
It was. So,
But he did say he don't consent.
Very easily been explained, but here we are.
He did say he don't consent, and he didn't put up a fight. He didn't resist.
Ma'am,
And
what's your name?
I don't answer questions, and I don't have to give you my
You're the
name.
one that called us.
No, you know what? I'm not being detained here, and I didn't commit a crime.
I'm not
I
saying
don't
you're
have
being
to give you
detained,
my
but you're the
name.
one that called 911.
I don't have to give you my name. That's my right.
Okay.
You know that.
Okay.
Even if you guys pull me over, I don't have to give you my name. Okay? It's time you guys start learning something around here.
So what's gonna happen here?
Yeah.
Well, so right now we're trying to determine, because she wants a supervisor. We're gonna get this handled with the supervisor first, and then we'll go from there. But it could have been a very simple, hey, talk to me what's going on. She came out, hey, talk to me what's going on. It could have been a very easy, if she's...
You threw him on the fucking
You
ground.
do understand, though? I mean, he was thrown.
Does he have any marks from being thrown on the ground?
Well, we'll go in that in a minute when the supervisor gets here. But, so like I said, it very could easily been like, hey, let's talk this out, figure this out. Because again, she's trying to call this, and things being thrown around. And in essence, that is technically a crime. It could be
Medical
crime,
attention
but
because
we
he
need
got thrown
to-
on the ground,
we need
not
to
because he's
figure that
drunk.
out. Hey, can you go make sure he's not like banging his head or something in there?
Banging his head. And we want to make sure that the marks he has are from one of the ones that he got tossed on the ground, right? You know, and I'm all about back in the blue and all that, you guys, but you know what? I see a lot of shit go down like that. That didn't have to go down like that. That was unprofessional. And that's why people don't fucking call you guys. Really? Is that an insult? What the hell is that about?
Sorry?
You just spit like that? That's nasty. Is that how we pay you to present yourself like this, sir? You're dealing with the public and you're just gonna spit like that? Is that a sense of sarcasm?
Yeah, so we're already 16 minutes into this, and it's just more argument after argument after argument, claiming, oh well, just because I called you and said that he was beating my ass doesn't mean that you have to show up and arrest him. And it's a bunch of bullshit. And it's like it goes on and 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 on. And let's see, 20 minutes in, they show the ring camera, and they only show the ring camera footage of when he was put up against the car. Nothing else. Nothing else. Let's come on, load. Yeah. So the whole ring camera view here. Come on, there it is. Yeah. They only show the point where he's getting arrested. They don't show what led up to him getting put in the cuffs. They keep going on and on. There is a whole slew of stuff. 27 minutes in. Supervisor's there. They take him out of the car, and like he throws himself to the ground, basically saying, oh, I'm injured, type shit. And I need medical help because they hurt me, and yada yada yada. And supervisor shows up. She's throwing a fit again, as you saw at the beginning. And let's see. Incident took place after Fresno police were called out to de-escalate a domestic dispute between an intoxicated husband and his wife. Upon arrival, A. Cruz and N. Wilson grabbed the 54-year-old barefooted man and slammed him on the hood of a car, and then threw him to the ground, causing him bodily injuries. They proceeded to handcuff him and illegally detain him without probable cause. A supervisor was requested at the scene to report the incident. Tyrant FPD Supervisor Sergeant Luis arrived on scene and refused to identify himself after repeatedly being asked. He refused to hear the video evidence and had the 54-year-old arrested on obstruction of police officers. When being audited, Sergeant Luis then shined his high-impact flashlight in the eyes of the 54-year-old man's wife to obstruct her vision and right to record on public sidewalk. Okay, let's take a few look. Let's look at this real quick here. They were called out. She called, said my husband's being abusive and drunk. They showed up. They didn't just grab him and slam him into the hood of a car and throw him to the ground. They said, hey, sir, could you come talk to us real quick? We got we need to talk to you. He said, fuck you, do you have a warrant, and blah, blah, blah. So they proceeded to walk up and try to speak with him. He said, fuck you, get off my property. You don't have a right to be here. And they go, hey, can we talk to your wife? No, you're not talking to my wife. She's inside. Stay in the house. Stay in the house. They pulled him away, put him against the vehicle, and tried to cuff him, and he fought with them, and that's obstruction. They're there to investigate a domestic dispute. That is obstruction. That's not that's not that's not a legal arrest. It's not, abuse. It's not police misconduct. The supervisor did identify himself. He did. On her camera, he did identify himself. And that you could see that throughout the video. He identified himself over and over again, and she refused to take anything. Oh, you have to speak it to me, and this and that. It's like everything that's in this pretty much is a lie. Yes, he flashed his flashlight at her because she was following them around. And he's like, okay, stay over there. And it's pretty rough. And they're like, oh, we're going to sue. We're going to sue you because you abused him. They're not going to win this court battle, and the husband is going to get charged and convicted because that's how it works. That's how the law works. You don't get to call the police on somebody, say, hey, this person's abusing me, and then turn around and say, hey, you can't arrest him for not complying with your orders because you want to talk to him about abusing me. Again, these people don't know the law. This San Joaquin guy doesn't know the law. He doesn't understand what's going on. And he does not have the IQ to actually make any judgment call in this situation. They have probable cause. They have everything they need to do a full arrest. The guy was arrested lawfully. The guy was detained legally. My dog's yelling at me. But, everything they did was legal and by the book. The only ones that caused any kind of havoc were the wife and the husband, and the kid, I'm guessing, was the one that was showing on the camera or something. But, yeah, you can't call the police and say you're getting your ass kicked by your husband, and then when police show up and try to talk to your husband, you go, leave him alone, he's just drunk. No, that's not how that happens. Again, he earned it. He earned the arrest, and that's plain and simple.